Going now?
Sure.
Good morning from the ridge.
Good morning.
I'm a hot mess. Just ignore the wild, crazy lady here.
Oh, you're hot already.
I don't know where he comes up with this stuff. So good morning. We are trying for the third time with the new camera to see if it's audio. We don't know. We don't know. We apologize for that. But in case you were wondering, and there was a lot of comments about it, y'all wanted to know what I did with my cherry tomatoes because I started to tell you and then it cut out. And a lot of y'all thought it was a purposeful deletion to keep everybody hanging, and it wasn't. Swear about it. I made cherry tomato and jalapeno hot sauce. And it's delicious. Well, I think it is. It's too hot for...
I'm not even going to try to tell you what it tastes like because she put jalapenos in it, so...
Seeds and all.
Yeah, no thanks.
Well, I say us. It wasn't me. It was Jason and Laura. I was a little busy handling some things with my daddy-o. So, if you've been here a while, you know he's had a rough year struggling. So, he's got some heart issues going on. So, he's still in the hospital. He's having a procedure right now as we speak. It's a real struggle because I want to be there. I've been managing his medical, you know, from here, logging in. Where the profound damage is and whether, you know, what our next course of action is. We're supposed to be going August, what, 15th through the 18th or something like that?
Sure, it's on the calendar.
Yeah, something like that. We may have to go a little early. That's not quite in the plans because we're actually going back for a wedding. It might be both. It might, I don't know. It depends on the results. So I'm waiting on a phone call right now. I've just kind of been a little bit out of it. So that's why you haven't seen me that much. Because I don't have a poker face, y'all. And if I want to cry, I'm going to cry. There's no crying in YouTube.
Don't be crybaby.
I can't help it.
Oh.
It just happens.
She got some good rest yesterday, though.
I did. Because, you know, we also had guests here on the ridge for 4 days, so, which we absolutely love. Love them to death. And so, such a good time. But I was also managing all of this on top of it and, you know, trying to do my thing in the kitchen, make sure everyone was fed and loved their food and all that. And I slept all night, the night they left. And that was a good sleep. I think I slept till 7 a.m. By 10 a.m. yesterday I was dragging. So I'm like, babe, I've got to go back to bed. I can't even function. So I handled my daddy's stuff and then I went and laid back down. Slept till 4 in the afternoon. So I slept what? 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Slept another 6 hours. Didn't really accomplish much after I got up. And then we went back to sleep at, what, 9? Something?
I think it was closer to 10.
Closer
maybe.
to 10. And I slept all night again. So I might have been a little bit exhausted.
I know you was. And that's why when she was sleeping, well,
Today or tomorrow.
should be today, maybe it'll be tomorrow. We'll see what
tomorrow.
happens. But we had a bunch of stuff piled up that needed burned, so, and it was in the way of the sawmill, and we're
drying out enough we can.
Yeah, we're getting to a point now, it's kind of dried out from all those rains. We got a little bit of rain the other day, yesterday, day before, or something. Wasn't enough to really worry about. actually, it was yesterday, because here we didn't get a whole lot, but I went into town, part of my tinkering around while she was resting, because it was one of those I needed to just be out of the house, because if not, she's gonna wake up at the, you know, slightest mouse fart. And took her even less time to fall back asleep than she did to wake up. And
I did get woken up with a phone call from one of my dad's doctors. It's so crazy how you can go from such a deep sleep to, you know, wide awake and on it. So, was able to take that call and talk with the doctors, and then I don't think it was even a cognitive decision. I was back asleep again.
yeah. So it was a tinker day. I went to town, and like I was saying, I got into town and it was a torrential downpour.
Really?
And you know, just in time, like I had just got here, but it did in town. So, but we got some, enough to wet the whistle of the garden a little bit, and got a few things cleaned up. But I had that burn pile going, so I got some more things burned on that issue, or in that spot, because we had a bunch of brush that we're notorious, guys, that we'll start a project and obviously we move on to the next one before we're finished with the first one.
Yeah.
There was a couple piles over by the goat pen, but I noticed in the goat pen I just been throwing their hay on the ground because I haven't built a hay feeder, and of course they waste a lot of it. Was holding water because every time it rained, it would, you know, rehydrate and soak in with all that hay that was down there. And I got in the other day and raked some of it back just to see, hey, if I pull this back, I bet it's going to dry it out. And sure enough, it was almost instant it dried the ground out. But I'm not going to try to wheelbarrow it one at a time, fighting through the gate, trying to keep goats in. That's not going to happen. So I was like, I need to clear a path, and there was a big brush pile. So and we've got the couple behind the house, you know, one, Eric and I sorted to make sure, hey, it's all cedars so she can get mulch, and it's going in a burn pile.
I just between, and then wait, you know, I just went ahead and just had him take care of it to begin with. And I got to remember that I'm 50 years old. I'm not 30 anymore, or 20, and so...
Say it ain't so.
Yeah, and I think I keep up beyond what some do, but I can't pull 10 different projects like I used to, and I'm starting to realize that.
Well, I'd hope so. I mean, it's one of those that reality to it, guys, and you all of you in the comments have said the same thing, was, you know, we're not spring chickens, not old by any means, but not spring chickens either. Yeah, we keep trying to work like we're in our 20s. And what we did, for the most
part, we do. I mean, and we love it and we thrive on it.
Right.
So we're not complaining at all.
The idea behind, like, hey, I can get as much done today as what I could 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, when as much as I did in my 40s or 50s, and it's like, well, you're 80, you know what I mean? Like, you've lived a lot longer. It's gonna take a little bit more time, and I think that that's where our brains are still saying we're young enough to be able to get it all done, but our bodies are like, you're a fool, quit trying it. And that's a hard transition. I mean, I think we still work on it on a daily basis, and you know, in all of our friends that we talk to, you know, that are even in our age group or older, younger people, and it's, you know, because they do stay active, but they might have to do a project a little bit longer. And so when we think, oh, we're just going to get this done right away, hey, bam, 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 and we're like, why did this just take us 4 days? It should have took us 2 hours. Well, things happen. Plus, it's a full-on running homestead, you know,
Yeah.
and you never know, you know, when somebody is going to pull in, and then, you know, now you've got to, you know, hang out in a conversation, and it's funny because yesterday there was some more. I guess we're still going to consider them family. I mean, she technically brain. But they came in. They actually came in to see Swami. But I was like, well, if I don't get to see you, then, well, we're gonna fight. And they're old, so I don't want to like beat on them too bad. But
Look
you
who's
know,
talking, spring chicken.
right? Today's your
Oh,
birthday.
lovely. Now I need to make a birthday cake.
But yeah, so I mean, that was kind of a random surprise. Swami had just talked to him the other day, and you know, because I guess they didn't even know until just a few days ago that she'd even moved here to Arkansas, and they're like, oh, Arkansas? Well, they live up in Nebraska, so they're like, cool, we're coming down tomorrow. Oh, okay. So they got a hotel in town, and they should be coming by sometime today, and that'll be fun. I mean, it's always a good time to have visitors, and you know, I mean, they said they were coming to see Swami, but come on, we know who they came to look. You know, the family favorite.
He ain't lying.
She's laughing because
He
she
ain't
knows
lying.
it's
He
true.
knows it. Yeah, it's true. He's the favored one.
But yeah,
sure.
so it's always a random, you know, who's gonna come, who's gonna visit, all that kind of stuff, which we love and enjoy. I mean, I will gladly take breaks, and we got stuff done when Lauren and Ollie
Oh
were
gosh,
here.
yeah, we did.
So,
We did for sure.
but you know, and more importantly, we got a little bit of stuff done, right?
But we got time with him.
We got time, and honestly, guys, at this point, like that's more important to us, you know, especially for those friends that, or even family, that if they come visit. Coming back, like we know that already, but they did have to leave just because they had prior obligations they needed to take care of, you know, and so
And
we're gonna
we love guests on the ridge.
oh, we do, every bit of it, and part of it actually causes us a little frustration, not in a negative way necessarily, but in the fact that you guys know we love to entertain company.
We put a lot of pressure on ourselves. That's not warranted.
Let everybody be comfortable. Come here, be warm, you know, comfortable, you know, and we don't have the perfect setup for that right now. Luckily, it is a really good setup and it works. And anybody that comes here knows and understands, hey, you know, they're not expecting, you know, luxury spa Hilton treatment.
Well, no, my friend Christy booked her flight. She's coming. Christy, if you're watching this, you know darn well you're going to be expecting the Hilton. So I got to step up my game.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. Your heart, you just be heartbroken now, because it's, I mean, you're going to eat well. I promise you that. You'll sleep well.
She said as long as I don't make her butcher any animals, then she's and we're hoping sometime this week or next week we'll be parting with Ellie Mae and with either Waylon or Willie. Waiting on a confirmation on that, so you guys will have, I can't
thing than coming to get some goats right
That being said, I thought I had a different name. We did finally break down and buy that. Touch K did give us the fencing for it, so all we have to do is run the paddock, and we're gonna run the goats.
The what?
The paddock.
Okay.
You know, you move them around.
I know what you're talking about, but you just said it really weird. Paddock.
Running the goats, and that should cut down a little bit on the feed bill and make them happier. And then while we were buying that fencing, fencer, electrifier, thingamajigger, I was looking at some of the other fences while he was picking out what he wanted. And I saw the erosion fencing, right? It's kind of like basically Tyvek on a bunch of posts or whatever. So why couldn't I use that to fence in some of the garden area so that we can start letting the chickens out again? Because I tell you what, the eggs were so much better when we were free ranging them, and we've known this. Y'all have heard us talk about this till we're blue in the face. So there's that option.
Well, and I'm interested to see, so last year we had been supplementing with our feed, giving them the black oil sunflower seeds as extra protein, which helps with those types of things. And we ran through a couple bags of it. We had been doing it quite a bit, but then we stopped. I think part of it was because I had to confiscate that feed barrel that we were keeping the seeds in for other feed. And so we quit giving them the sunflower seeds. But now that feed barrel is open because we had meat bird feed in it, but without having meat bird. So we did buy some, and we've been giving them that, just because they don't have the grass and stuff to peck on, and
they have a big run compared to some other runs that we've seen at other homesteads. So it's amazingly
just
my
nothing
preference.
can grow in it.
I prefer to have them free range because
no,
I know
absolutely,
it's healthier, so.
And they'll get all the other little bugs. I mean, they were doing a great job, and the eggs were a better quality when they were out. It's just we have to be able to keep them out of the garden.
Yeah,
and
because the garden's already struggling, guys. Like, I'm dealing with blight on the tomatoes. I mean, I'm still getting quite a large harvest. I'm gonna have to process some today, but we didn't deal with blight last year. And so I spent some time this morning in the garden spraying. Yes, I tried all the DIY stuff, guys. Wasn't effective. So I had Jason yesterday pick me up some copper antifungal stuff. And so sprayed that all this morning. Hopefully that will help because it's killing my tomato plants. They are getting more shoots. Well, add that and then the heat, the excessive heat. The zucchinis, they really, even the second batch are really struggling. I've gotten a few zucchinis off. So I really need to go through and just clear out the majority of the garden and replant. And then I think, according to the Farmer's Almanac, I'll be planting cabbage next. I'll have to look at my dates there, but so I'm going to utilize where we had the corn to start my fall crops. If I don't choke on my own spit, by the way. But so anyway, we are here. We are doing well. I don't know if it's a good thing that I haven't gotten a call yet or not, but I'm just going to keep piddling away. And I've been working on my signs for the farm stand. I'd like to work on that a little bit more today. I might get some filming done on that as well, because it's almost ready to go out, guys. So I'm excited about that. But other than that, we're just gonna, I think, well, what are you gonna do today?
Sure.
Okay, I guess you'll see it when you see it.
Yeah, I've got a couple ideas of what I want to get done, and I know there's a couple things that need to get done, and it's just a matter of which one I want to do. With her doing harvest, it means it's something that I'm going to need to do alone, and or possibly like Swami or our company, but I don't know. Our company that's coming is kind of a like hangout. I don't want to overwork them and then they both have heart attacks while they're here.
All right, one heart issue at a time.
I know. And that's how I was like, I'm not, I mean, they're somewhat used to heat, but not all of it. But yeah, so there's a couple different things that need to get done yet.
Oh, I know you and Uncle Swami, or you and Aunt Swami, they've been still working on getting their site cleared for her house. Still waiting on the phone call for when that's going to be delivered. And but you still have two of those big
yeah,
trees
and I think
down.
that's something I think I'm actually going to try to work today, is just go ahead and get those two big trees down. She's gotten most of the clearing done over there. You know, everything that we've cut down so far. There's a few other smaller trees that need to come down. We went up there and marked it yesterday. Of course, it was kind of a, like I said, yesterday was a piddle around day while she was, you know, resting. And so it was like, what can I do away from the house that isn't going to make any noise? And so we went up and marked to get an idea of exactly where her cabin's going to sit. And that way we know, okay, did we clear enough in that area, or do we need to push it back some more? And I think right now it's small stuff that just needs cleaned up to keep the bugs and critters away, and then raking, leaf blowing, that kind of deal. But the big one is going to be get those trees down, cut them up to where I can lift them up with the tractor, get them out of the way, get them staged over in the wood lot so they can dry out and get ready to be milled. I mean, I'm hoping that they've still got some millable lumber on them, and those could be either future small wood projects, or if we're lucky enough, maybe those are small chunks of wall for the log cabin.
I don't know, I zoned out for a minute. I think I missed all that. Sorry.
But so that's where I said I think that's what I'm gonna do, is get the saw out, get it sharpened up and ready to go, and then try to cut those down, because then there's gonna be some more cleanup after that. But once those are down, then Swami can finish working on all the ground clearing, because even underneath the cabin you want all them leaves, all that stuff gone, because it's just gonna promote bugs being around. So if we get it all cleared out, and then, you know, it'll promote the spots that aren't covered in leaves or the building, those will be able to start growing grass, weed. It'll grow green stuff out of the ground, so at least it'll sort of look grassy. Maybe. We'll see.
I know.
But
anyway,
that's the plan for today.
Yeah, we're going to wrap this up. It's probably longer than it needs to be.
I'm letting the bathroom dry out, for those of you questioning too, so...
Still tinkling in the living room.
Yeah, most of the floor, but I'd taken linoleum, laid it back down part way so that we could put the vanity in there, be able to get back, not up against the wall, but where I ended up relaying the linoleum down, it still had moisture in it that was coming up. So last night we pulled that vanity back out, pulled the linoleum all the way up, and have the fan blowing on it.
Too today.
Yeah.
The underside of the
So
linoleum.
I think I'm gonna give that one more day. It's dried out way gooder than I thought it would.
Words are hard.
Which I'm not mad at, because I really thought that if this doesn't work, I'm cutting the subfloor out, and I do not want to do that. No. But luckily, having the fan on it for several days, and us just being kind of an inconvenience with the toilet, and we've got to get a few more things prepped for putting in the regular toilet.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we've made some contacts about the septic system, so that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
And
but other than that, we're gonna get at it, guys. So we appreciate you all. all the concerns and the thoughts and prayers for Pops, and you know, just keep those coming. He's definitely gonna need them for quite a while until things can come around and he can be back to his old chipper self. But so, all right, guys,
all right.
we appreciate you.
We'll see you later.
Bye now.
Peace out.